let's talk about the big game. Let's talk about the big game of the week. We got the Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the trilogy game playoff edition of the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes rivalry. For Buffalo, this is the first game that they've hosted the Chiefs against the Chiefs in the playoffs. And it's a game that really, for me, I don't know what you guys think. They have to win this game. If you can't beat the Chiefs right now, because this is the worst version of the Chiefs we've seen in the Mahomes era. The Bills have won 6 straight games. This is the first time they're playing at home in the playoffs this far into the postseason. You have to win this game. If you can't, in my opinion, you kind of got to blow up your roster. And that would make sense for Sean McDermott since he worships Al-Qaeda. So talking about the game.
Wait, nah. I did not explain what Sean McDermott worships Al-Qaeda.
So, according to some reporting done from some high-level sources, or reporters with high-ranking sources, Sean McDermott told his team that they needed to be more organized, like the hijackers who crashed the planes on 9/11. He said they were organized, they had a plan, and they stuck to it.
He said, we need to be more about execution.
Just good that Russell Westbrook clip, just good execution at the end of the day. That's all it is.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah, so we've got the Bills.
Never knew that as a
we've got the Bills favored by 2.5 points. Buffalo, for being a city which has a lot of snow, needs fans to shovel its stadium. I don't know how you're not prepared for that. I don't know how you're a $1 billion franchise that doesn't have some snow blowers, but whatever the case is. But Bills favored by 2.5 hosting the Chiefs. Again, this is the first time in a while the Chiefs have been real underdogs. Patrick Mahomes in his career, 8-1-1 against the spread as an underdog, 7-3 straight up. Luke, talk to me. You think this is the year the Bills get it done, or are you sticking with Kansas City?
It's tough. These games are always close. It always comes down to the wire, it seems like. But just what I have on this game, obviously Gabe Davis is out. When they played in the regular season, you guys all saw that touchdown. It was called back by a penalty, right?
Yep. Chiefs
would have won. They didn't even have Pacheco that game. And I saw this interesting stat. So Sean Hockley, I guess that's Ed Hockley's son, right? He's going to be reffing the game, and accordingly, I think the Chiefs are 8-2 when he refs their games. So I mean, it's not gospel, but I mean, it's
okay.
It's a statistic,
I do want to jump in. This is a little misleading. Mahomes wins 80% of games, Hockley referees, and he wins like 77% of games in his career. So it's just about average.
It probably doesn't matter. I just thought it was interesting, but I mean, Josh Allen hasn't beaten Mahomes in the playoffs.
Yep.
Who cares about the regular season? And the other thing I'll say, I have 2 words. Rashee Rice.
Okay.
He's going off. He's going off. I don't care. I already took his props. He's going off. It's happening. I think the wind
wide
is
receiver coach.
There might be a little bit of wind.
Wideout scout.
Wait, you know how the Eagles had that big ass security guard that they were like undefeated with on the sidelines?
Wait, what's his name? Big Ed or some shit?
Yeah, we're gonna see Luke wearing 10 puffer jackets and he's coaching up Rashee Rice on the sidelines.
The goal of this podcast is to get Luke on an NFL wide receiver scouting corps. Or we sending him out to JUCOs. He's gonna be on the sideline.
He's gonna be the first NFL summer league coach.
But
I love it.
For real though, in all seriousness, I mean, I think Rashee Rice is going to have a big game. When they played in the regular season, obviously they didn't have Pacheco. They couldn't establish the run game, yet I believe him and Kelsey both had like 7 catches for around 70-something yards. And I don't know, man, but as soon as Kelsey started dating Taylor Swift, I mean, the production just, I don't know. But Rashee Rice is going to have a big game. Book that. And I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Josh, what do you think?
I'm going against the grain here, even though, I mean, I don't know if it is considered going against the grain because they're the favorite, but I'm actually going Bills. So I think this is the year they finally get it done. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not buying into the Chiefs this year necessarily. They've had a lot of problems, especially at the wide receiver position. Travis Kelce, although he is still definitely a dominant player, is by no means, I don't think, enough alone just with Patrick Mahomes to take them past a team that's, well put together, a super well coached team like the Bills. And I think this is the year
I'm convinced this guy didn't listen to a thing I said because he just listed like Chiefs players, like, oh, they have no one. Rashee Rice, bro.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
All right.
He's got back game for the 125 yards.
But you got to keep in mind, it's like a Pundit Square they cancel out because they also have Kadarius Toney.
They benched him last week. He didn't dress.
I think he's actually questionable. A bunch of the Chiefs guys are questionable. They already ruled out Sky Moore. So,
well, then honestly, they probably do better.
Rashee all day.
They're questionable with being ass is why they're questionable.
That's what I was gonna say. Andy Reid's fed up with this shit, bro. Well, I guess that does. I would say that definitely. I'm not even gonna lie. That definitely actually changes my. Like, it definitely affects things a little bit. It doesn't completely change my opinion. I do still want to roll with the Bills. That being said, I don't know. I mean, Stephon Diggs is yet to get the job done. I think Josh Allen is a good enough quarterback to take you to the Super Bowl, if not win it. And I think that the Bills have an all-around good enough squad to get there. I think that they have ran into the Kansas City Chiefs every year, and that's why they haven't made it. But like you said, this is the weakest Chiefs squad we've seen over the last few years. And not weak in general, but just comparatively to their own selves. And so, if the Chiefs win the game, I think that it will be because of not only them being the better team, but also due to better coaching, and it'll have to be an all-around win. I don't think it's going to be like the last few years where it's going to be as much of, not that it necessarily was a cakewalk every year, but it was as much of a shoe-in for them to win. I really am liking the Bills this time.
I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. This one, I think they win outright. They gave up the second fewest points per game. Everybody talks about Baltimore's incredible defense, and Baltimore did have an incredible defense, but the Chiefs gave up just 0.2 points more per game than the Ravens did, so they were right there with them. They held opponents to the second fewest yards per game. They got the second most sacks per game. I think you're going to see them apply a lot of pressure on the defensive side of the football. I also think that the Bills in their final three regular season games, they didn't play well. Last week they did play well, but there were a few things that transpired that I think swung the pendulum heavily in their favor. Mason Rudolph throwing an interception in the end zone. Pittsburgh turning the ball over in their own red zone. Josh Allen scoring off of a fake slide that the Steelers defense kind of backed off of. That's 3 plays worth 3 touchdowns right there. I think a team as experienced as the Chiefs isn't going to allow that to happen. To Luke's point, the Chiefs did have that go-ahead touchdown that was called back for the offsides, and then Isaiah Pacheco didn't play in that game. He scored in 5 straight games. I think that this is a game where the Chiefs don't have to score a bunch of points. I think you see them lean into the run. Pacheco carried it a season-high 24 times last week, but I think that they are going to be able to overwhelm the Bills. And Josh Allen, he's been incredible running the ball, but he still had the second most turnovers in the league. He had the most touchdowns, but second most turnovers, kind of a Brett Favre sort of effect. And I feel like he's always just one play away from disaster.
Yeah, Josh Allen's definitely lazy. He's living life like it's golden. I mean, he lives on the edge a little bit. It worries me. So he's got to protect that ball. But and that's another. It's a great point. The Chiefs defense has seemingly flown under the radar. Because they're definitely a talented squad. So I mean,
Spagnuolo is a great play caller.
Yep,
it's true.
He's gonna throw everything at Josh Allen. It's not gonna be easy.
So Josh is actually, I know Josh said he's going against the grain, but looking at FanDuel's numbers, 58% of spread money is on Buffalo. And how much we got here? 68% of spread money, according to VSiN, is on the Bills. So the Bills are the out-and-out favorites, both on the books and with the public going into this weekend.
I mean, I think the spread is 2.5, right?
Yeah, Bills.
So, if the Bills are going to win,
people are probably
going to be off the field goal most likely. So